Alright, Shalom Amakim, all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And peace and blessings to the brothers out there doing the work in truth and sincerity. Alright, I got this is an in-transit video. You know, and I was just in deep thought and meditation about how this fight is a spiritual fight. Alright, because I even had a dream that I was talking to a brother about that. You know, we was all driving in the car, and then we was talking to another brother about how this fight is likened unto boxing. You know, because I used to box when I was younger. You know, and I boxed the majority of my life. You know, and it's coming in this truth, and more years that you come into this truth and you experience different things. You know, you see that it's the same thing as actually doing a physical fight, and those that are able to overcome are the ones who win that fight. You know, which boxing is a physical fight, but it's actually a spiritual fight. It's a mental fight. You know, because you train your bodies. You know, you train your bodies to be able to take punishment and be able to throw punches, and use the right techniques. That's the same thing we do in this truth. You know, that's why Paul said, I have fought the good fight, you know, because it's an actual fight that you got to fight day in and day out, you know, even in your dreams, you know, even if you're with your woman, you know, you're at your job, you know, them spirits are trying to infiltrate into your mind, you know, whatever spirits is trying to come into your mind and tell you something, you know, it might not necessarily mean, you might not have spirits messing with you talk about the doctrine, because a lot of times brothers are grounded, especially if you've been in the truth for a while. Those demons don't really mess with you like that. You know, they'll come every once in a while, but them demons don't really mess with you to try to get you to believe that this is not the truth, because we're fully persuaded in our mind that this is the truth. You know, it's demons that really just want to weigh you down and stop you from doing the work. You know. And then that's when them demons are able to infiltrate into your mind. That's why, this video is kind of centered around Ephesians, the 6th chapter, you know, where it talks about putting on the whole armor of the Most High, you know, because the fight that Paul was talking about, he was talking about a spiritual fight, you know, and that spiritual fight is manifested, it's physically also. You know, just getting up, just trying to get up out of the bed, man, that's a fight. Because physically you can do it, you know. Physically you can get up out of the bed, you can go to work, you can do your bullshit ass job, you can do laundry, you know, you can read, you know, you can watch videos. Physically you can do it, you know. You might have some pain in your body, alright, you might even have a headache, but physically you can do all these things, alright. What's the thing that's really stopping you? It's them spirits. Alright, because everything that's manifested physically in this realm, alright, I'm talking about earth, you know, alright, it's manifested and it's controlled and manipulated by the spirits. Alright, by the spiritual world. What you hear brothers always talking about the spiritual world, what this is an actual real place, alright. This is not something that's far-fetched, alright. They even show you that in these movies. Because you have no idea you know, the operation of things. Why did you do this? Why did you do that? You know, you'll get the understanding of the Most High reveal it unto you. You know, it could be a day later, 2 days later, it can be a month later that the Most High reveals why you did certain things. But for the most part, you know, that's why the scriptures say the man's goings are of the Lord. You know, we just pray and we use spiritual weapons against Satan. And one of those spiritual weapons against Satan is prayer. Okay? Asking the Lord to increase our faith. Asking the Lord to increase His mercies upon us for all the sins that we have done. Asking and praying the Lord for endurance. You know? These are just some of the things that, you know, we use to counteract the spiritual world, you know, because if not, those demons will overtake you. Because we're in these bodies, we're in these bodies that are susceptible to these thoughts. Like no matter how much you know what's going on, you're still susceptible. You're still susceptible to the flesh. All right, you still crave fleshly things. You know, for example, you go on a fast, and what's going to happen, man? All right, your body's it's going to get weak. Your body's going to get very weak, and then you're going to be brought down very low. All right, and then that spirit, then them spirits are able to infiltrate. That's why the scriptures talk about praying and fasting. You know, you gotta pray and fast. All right, that's another tool to get back into the grace of Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shai and ask the Lord to reveal things unto you, man. You know, because I find myself, having that procrastination spirit. You know, you'll get out of it for a moment, and then you'll jump right back into it, and then I snap back in. I was like, man, this is an actual spiritual battle. All right, because what's stopping me? You know, I ask myself these questions, like, what's stopping me from doing the things that I want? You know, the scriptures also say that Yahweh Shai said it to the disciples, you know, before he was about to go up on the cross, before the wicked scribes and Pharisees came and got him, when he went to pray to the Father, and the disciples, they fell asleep. You know, he said the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Because you're like, all right, I'm going to go home after work, I'm going to get in the scriptures, I'm going to do this video, this and that and this. And then when you get home, you know all the things that you wanted to do, but for some reason you didn't do them. That's the battle. That's the battle. You know? It's the infiltration of Satan. All right? The scriptures also say that we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. And one of Satan's devices is to infiltrate and manipulate you through your mind, through heavy thought. That's why you're not really supposed to be dwelling on your hell. You're not supposed to really dwell on your hell. You know, you want to meditate about things that you can do. You know, you want to be in them scriptures, because the spirit is the only thing that's going to be able to counteract Satan. The spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shai, because Yahweh Shai, he conquered Satan. All right, and that's the only way we're going to be able to conquer Satan is through Yahweh Shai. So that's our main go-to guy. All right, that's our first and our last plan. All right, you have guys that get lukewarm and they fall out, all because they don't go to their weapons, man. All right, they trying to fight Satan with a water gun, or they trying to fight Satan with a pencil. All right, when we got a spiritual sword. All right, we actually got spiritual armor. You know, the helmet of salvation. You know, we have all these spiritual tools that the Most High Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shai has equipped us with. You know, you can't leave off 1 second without you can't leave 1 second off out of your day without that spiritual armor. It's not before you go to work or before you leave the house you gotta have the armor. Now you gotta have the armor on while you're at the house. You gotta have that armor on while you're going to sleep. When you get up, you gotta have that armor on, man. All right, you gotta be in meditation of the precepts. You know, and that's how you're gonna be able to counteract and fight Satan. And more and more, the Most High is gonna give you that spirit of overcoming. You know, He's gonna give you that spirit of overcoming, because it's really all just if you're part of the elect, it's all a test. The Most High is proving you. You know, the Most High is bringing you through these tribulations, and for the 2/3, that's judgment, man. You know, because they're not able to discern. The Most High, He has given you the spirit of discernment. All right, I'm talking to the hopeful elect. You know, because this battle, like I said earlier in boxing, man. And you know, and I actually start coaching boxing, and it's even put you on it put me on a higher level of understanding the sport. You know, when you're able to actually coach the sport, not only coach the sport, but you actually participated in the sport. So you have actually, what I want to say, you have both spectrums. You can analyze the sport. You can discern the sport more and more. You know, and this is that's why Paul, he was talking about sports. He liked it in sports, not like one that beat up the air. He was talking about all run the race, but one receives the prize, because this is a race, and this is not a sprint. You know, because if you did track, which I did track also in high school, you know, running track, you know, running sprints and running that long marathon is a whole different race. It's a whole different mind frame that you gotta have. You gotta be built for the battle. You gotta dig deep, man. You know, you can't have a lackadaisical spirit on you. You can't have a lazy. You can't have. You have to have a spirit of overcoming. Not only running the race, but finishing the race and winning the race. You know, because we gotta win the race, man. We just can't run the race. All right, we gotta finish it, and we gotta overcome. And the way that we overcome is by putting on that armor, man. By putting on the breastplate, the helmet. You know, girding your loins. You know, having that faith, having that two-edged sword. You know, and combating Satan, man. You know, because I feel like, man, Satan's coming at an all-time high right now. You know, like never before, man. That spirit of Satan is out there, man. He's trying to shift brothers, man. He's trying to cause discourse. He's trying to bring you down. All right, he's trying to get you cardinal. He's trying to make you believe that this is a physical fight, or like you can go in a gym and you can just work out. You can just work it out. Nah, man, you can't do that. All right, you got to work this thing out. All right, by prayer, by fasting, by staying in the scriptures, by asking the Lord for more understanding. You know, because you can read the scriptures all day long. All right, but it's about understanding the scriptures, man. It's about the Most High putting you through those situations till you can fully get the full spectrum of those scriptures, man. All right, because we know that the scriptures are manifold. You know, they have many different meanings. You know, certain scriptures, they're 2, 3, 4, 5-fold. You know, and the Most High, through that tribulation that He puts you through, all right, He reveals that unto you. You know, and the more that the Lord reveals unto you, the more that Satan tries to come in and tries to mess it up. All right, because that's what Satan is doing, man. He's trying to mess up your mind. All right, he'll plague you. He'll plague your body. All right, you got to overcome that, man. He'll plague your health. You got to ask Yahweh Shem Shai to heal you. You know, so you know, I was in meditation and thought, you know, and then you know, those scriptures was coming to me, man. So I just want to really express that, you know, this is a spiritual battle. You know, and brothers bring out that scripture all the time, but you know, it's a very important scripture because it sums up a lot of the things that you go through, man. It's not physical, you know, it's spiritual. So with that, I hope I was edifying to you brothers, man. You know, once again, I want to give all praises to my power, Yahweh Shem Shai, double honors to the elders and apostles, the ones who taught us this truth, and peace and blessing to the fellow laborers out there, you know, pushing the word and truth, sincerity. Shalom.